top so they're ready to go. And we will set the blanket at the side. And we're just going to dive in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. One quick note is that I will not do vinyasa next week as arranged. And that's very, very difficult not to teach next Saturday. So I'm getting around it by Friday night at 6. I'm going to post, I will have a yin practice-ish, something a little slow, something a little soft, and then you can replay that on Saturday morning. Just for an hour, just because I can't stand it. So if you let your arms swing and cross, a little tuck of the chin, a little bounce of the knees, and you begin to open the base of your neck. The base of your neck along the tops of your shoulders. Allow your fingers to soften and lengthen. Let your breathing get full and long. Put a little bit more bend in the knees. And it's a clearing. You're opening the upper back, the length of the legs, the length of the arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, good. And then just up. So that you are starting to imagine that you're pulling up on a bowstring and letting it go, both on the breath and into the body. There's the elasticity of all our connective tissue. And so, our thought today, this idea of Manipura, this inspired action, we get stuck. And we get caught in motion, and motion is planning and researching and the idea of something. And yet that's pulling back the bowstring, and Manipura is releasing the arrow. So feel yourself get long, get tall, just for 3, for 2, good. As you bring it up, good. Left hand holds your right wrist, go up, go over to the left. So on the inhale, you'll come upright. And then on the exhale, you'll drop left. So again, that elasticity, inhaling you up, right to the wrist, and then exhaling you over, navel to spine, 2 more like that. Going up, and then taking the up over. And 1 more. Press your right heel down, your right hand away. Stay. Put your left hand to your left thigh. Take your right hand to the left ear or the left side of your head and drop your head into your hand. And drop your right heel into the floor. And if you notice your breath might get a little choppy, a little rough, we smooth it out and the right hand comes up and over. And just notice right side, left side. So 5 times, hands up, and a bend to the knees, letting it out. So much of our Kundalini sequence right now is linear, is forward and back. And so by tending the side body, 1 more, then we can get a little more dimension. Right hand holds the left, and on the exhale, go right. On the inhale, come up. Getting longer, and take the length of the breath in the body and bend it to the right and bring it up. And open from the left shoulder to the left hip to the left heel. 2 more. Imagine you're bending your breath, right? You're bending the capacity of the body. 1 more. Good. Right hand down to the right thigh, left hand to the right side of your head, and drop your head into your hand. And now drop your left heel into the floor. Feel the outer left hip, outer left shoulder. And now smooth the breath. And hands high. Drop into your heels, turn your thumbs back, tuck your chin, reach into the fingers. So widening your arms, bending your knees, slide your hands down the backs of your legs. This will be exhale. And we'll reverse back up, hands up the backs of the legs. This will be inhale. We go 3 more. That's simple, that's smooth. Just all down the back body. Knees are bent, elbows wrap in. You rise up on the bent knee. And you fold down. Hands down. As you step your feet to dog, place your blanket at the middle of the mat to protect your knees so that you can find hands and knees, and then you can find child. And give yourself just a few breaths in child, a little bit side to side, settling and opening, creating that initial crease. But feel the space you've made, that you have this opening from the shoulders to the hips and from the shoulders to the hands. So look for that as you rise into your hands and knees. Thumbs are heavy, tuck your toes, and press to dog. And feel the length from hand to hip. Inhale, hands and knees. And exhaling back into your child. Inhaling up. And finding your dog. As we head to child, we'll find an O. As these. Down dog. Hands and knees, inhale to Om to child. One more round just like that. Let it become quiet and simple and steady, blessing your practice. Just stay where you are. A little deeper into the legs. Hands and knees. Taking your left hand behind your right, just thread that all the way left shoulder to the floor. Drop your head, let your hips move a little side to side. Let yourself move a little forward and back. And dropping the left side of your head, raise your right hand. This will be inhale. Good. Right hand to the floor where it came from. This will be exhale. Press into the back of the left hand. Inhale, right hand up, look up to it. And then bring your hand down, hips a little bit back. Inhale, right hand up, look up. Right hand down. Press your right hand down and forward, send your hips back. You'll feel your outer left waist and right hand high. And just pause. Spin your palm to face the front of your mat. Feel it open your right collarbone. So both palms are open, right hand reaching overhead, fingertips to the floor, a little to the left, raising your right knee, toes tucked under, 3. So the fingertips press down and away, and your toes help draw you back a little bit. You can find a tiny little shimmy. And the right knee down and the right hand back, and find your child's pose. Walk your hands a big step to the right. Good. With your hands to the right, come to hands and knees, and just feel there's an asymmetry for sure. Put your left forearm down. Put your right forearm in front of it. And from there, back towards child, as you can. You may not go very far. You're going to feel a bigger length through the elbow, through the left hip. Tuck the chin, drop your head, drop your hips, and just allow your body to form around this shape and feel the big opening, elbow to hip on the left side. Good. Rise up, hands and knees. back. Down dog. Bend your knees to lift your heels. Press your hips up high. Walk your left hand towards the center of your mat, just a step, and the right hand comes to your left shin. Bend your right knee more and send your left hip back and look under your left armpit. And send your left shin back and draw on that shin with your right hand to look up under your right elbow, armpit. And draw your right knee towards your right armpit. And you will revolve and take that stretch all the way to your left heel. And find center. Good, down dog. Notice the left side body. Hands and knees. Right hand slides behind the left. Right shoulder to the floor. A little forward, a little back, a little wag of the tail. Loosen it. Drop your head. Left hand high. Here's your breath in. Open it up. Left hand down. Shift your weight back. So coming up and open is inhale. Open your hands like a whole ball is between your hands. And then shift your weight back. Good. One more. So that we open up. And lastly, bring it down. So you find your right hip, right shoulder, and left hand stays high this time. Open both hands wide. Turn your left palm towards the top of the mat. Open your left collarbone. Press the back of your right hand in and your left hand overhead. Maybe a little to the right, although right might get messy right now. Lift your left knee, left toes tucked under, and revolve, stay 3. Can you smooth the breath as you revolve into the spine? 2. Turn at the navel. Left knee down. Left hand back. Press back, child. Walk your hands to the left side. Good. Keeping your hands where they are, rise onto hands and knees. And now right forearm to the floor, left forearm to the floor. And work yourself back towards child. Maybe you won't get all the way there. You'll have more weight in your left thigh, left knee. And you're reaching your right hip back and dropping your right ribs down. And it's a big opening through the elbow and the shoulder to the hip. Good. Into the center. Down dog, hips up. So the knees bend and the heels come up high over the balls of your feet. Your right hand comes an inch towards the center line. Left hand comes to your right shin. Press your right shin back as you drop your right heel. Turn up underneath your right armpit and bend your left knee towards your left armpit and revolve. Pressing your right hand down and away, opening the right shoulder, right hip, right heel. Perfect. Go 2 more breaths. Drop your head, left hand down, down dog, walking dog. Feeling the space that starts to make through the chest. Upper back, we'll step the right foot forward. Put your left knee down, take your hands up high. Let yourself rise. Good, hands down, hips shift back. So you're just sweeping up and out. Again, that sense of elasticity that you're drawing a bowstring up and then letting it go. 2 hands high, palms together, thumbs down the back. Good, keep this now, hips forward and back. And what happens when you can't move the arms? The opening shifts into your hips and you pause. Good, hands high, right hand holds the left wrist a little to the right. And hands sweep down. Step up, take your time. Sit down, hands wide, sweep up. palms together, heels down, hands to the heart. Notice. To the other side, hands down, inhale up. Knees bend, hands wide, folding in. Right foot steps back, right knee down, hands float up. So your back toes are tucked under, and it lets you move from your back foot to your front foot. As though you're just tossing your body forward and back. And you come up out of the hips and the knees. Good, palms together, thumbs down the back. And now you can move forward and back. And see how that brings a little bit more action into the hips and the low body. One more. And the right hand high. Hold the left wrist. Go up and go open. Hands down. And down dog. So we'll put it together and let it move a little bit. Good. Right foot steps up, left knee down. Hands up high, breathe in. And down. Step your left foot up. Sit down, sweep wide, stand tall. Knees bend, hands wide, fold down. Right foot back, right knee down. Hands up high. And fold down. Down dog. Good. Right foot steps up, left knee down. Inhale up. Hands down. Left foot steps up, right foot steps up, sit down, sweep wide. And then fold. Left foot back, left knee down. And up. And fold. Down dog. Good. Stay in your dog. Stay in your dog. Take your right heel high. Pause. Letting the left leg roll long from the hip to the heel. Reach into the ball of your right foot. Press into the base of your thumbs. Float your chest wide. Step your right foot up. And your back foot and your front foot come ever so slightly closer. So you may need to bring your front foot back a little bit, and then your blocks are within reach. So when I look to my heels are not in one line. The right heel has its own line, and the left heel, like I'm on two skis. Back heel is down, left toes are turned out slightly. Right hand, turn wide. Turn your palm to see the ceiling. The base of the back of your hand to your low back. Left hand will lead you up. Good. How's that? Hinge at the hips and take your left hand forward, arm by your ear. So the left hand returns to the block, or if you don't need it, fingertips to the floor. Square your hips, lengthen your spine. And we rise on the inhale. Keep your left hip forward, keep your heart up high, and hinge forward. We'll go one more like that. Rising. Good. Right ribs wrap back. Left hip forward, hinge, fold down. Left hand to the floor or to the blocks. So your hand is supported, your hips are square, right hip back. Tuck your chin, drop your head. Right fingertips come to the floor and point back. If they don't reach forward, get your block, add the block under your right hand. So the right hand is supported. Then the same thing with the left. The left hand reaches back. If it doesn't reach the floor, a block back. So my fingers are pointing back, my toes are pointing forward. I fold. If possible, I bring the left temple to the outer right shin. For 3. Left hip forward, left heel down. 2. Excellent. Good. Take your left hand block inside your front foot and then stack the right side block on top of it. Step your left foot back and put your left heel down. So you have a full lunge and your right hand onto the block stack. And that allows me to take my left hand up and over, bring my left elbow to my left hip, look down, and rinse out, reach out. Good. Elbow to ribs, look down. So we're opening the whole left side body. One more, elbow to rib, look down. Reach overhead, look up. Standing in your left heel, your right knee bends. Stay 3. So the collarbones are broad. The right knee is going towards the right little toe. Stand in your left heel, strong in the legs. Yes. Look down. The left hand comes down, the left knee to the floor. Top of the back foot flattens. Right hand to the thigh, or right hand behind you to the left thigh. Just open up. Press the top of your left foot down. And that'll give you a little more height up out of the left hip, up out of the left lung, up into the left hand. And then the left hand down, tuck your chin, set it back, blocks outside the mat, and dog. Feeling the left hand, left hip, left heel. So that the left foot can step up. And again, it doesn't need to be as far as a full lunge will be when we finish. So back foot slightly in, front foot slightly in. Back toes are pointed out to 2 o'clock. Feet are on 2 lines. Blocks are up underneath your hands. So the right hand is your stability, and you use your right hand to wrap your right hip forward. Left hand, palm to see the ceiling. Back of your left hand to your spine. And now we rise. Inhale and lead with your right thumb. And then right hip forward, hinge at the hips, folding 3. And find the breath. The inhale will lift you up. And the exhale will fold you down. If you need to take a breath to find that, then just pause where you need to. There's no rush. Rise. We're building the strength of the right side back body so that the spine is long and ready. One more. Good. Strong in the right thigh, and then hinge that right hip forward. Right hand finds the block and stay. And just settle. Letting your spine be long. Your right hand is heavy. Your right heel is heavy. If you don't need the block under the right hand, hand to the floor. Now the left hand takes the block and points it back. So the left fingers point away toward the back of the mat. If you don't need the block, hand to the mat. Find that and use the hands to swing the hips towards the center line. Scissor your thighs. Right hand now, take the block and point it back. If you don't need the block, hands to the mat. Both fingers pointing back, both hands pointing back. The outside of your left shin connects with the right temple. Or maybe you imagine that they connect. Scissor the thighs, try to press the feet apart. You'll feel it all the way up into the navel. Good. Stack both blocks inside the left foot and hop the back foot back to a full lunge. Left hand in line with the left heel so that the right hand can open. Excellent. Bend your left knee. More. Yeah. Good. Bend your right elbow to your ribs, look down. And then reach up and out. Good. Lori, turn your top block on its side and get a little more height. Better in your hip. Elbow down. Stand it higher if you need to. And up. And down. Elbow down, looking down. Hand over head, looking up. And then pausing and extend. Press your right heel into the floor. Press your right hand away from you. Bend the left knee. The whole right side is lengthened. Look down, right hand down, right knee down, top of the foot flat. So the left hand can find your left thigh. Right hand high, stay right there. Or the left hand comes behind you to your left thigh, right thigh, and then bend the front knee. So pressing the top of your right foot to the floor will stabilize the right thigh and open the right hip, right lung, right hand, all the way into the chest and the face. And tuck your chin and bring your right hand down and set your blocks forward and press back, downward facing dog. Wag the tail, legs long, body long, palms down and away. So one option would be a wide-kneed child, or a little more action would be bringing your knees together as you set them to child. Bring your feet together, tops of the feet flat. Shift back towards child, rock forward towards chaturanga, so that you start to get a little heat in the arms. Inhale as you draw back, exhale as you come forward. Hug your knees together, hug your feet together, and pull your knees towards your hands. And bring some of this work into the legs. 3. So that the shoulders can release, so that the strength of the body can be found. 2. Good. And pause. Tuck your toes. Find a plank. Widen your feet to the width of your mat. If you were in wide child, you can join us here and stay, or tap your right knee and press straight, and tap your left knee and press straight. So you just tap and straighten. And with each straightening, we're drawing the navel up into the body. And from the navel, we're pressing down into the thumbs and down into the feet. So we're using Manipura to stabilize us. It's the place that we call on when we feel doubtful. 3. The thing that says, yes, I can. 2. And then pause. Good. Draw your blanket forward just a few inches so that when you lie down, your pelvis is supported. Cross your forearms, rest your head. And wag your tail. Letting your elbows be a little further from your body, wag your tail. Walk your thighs back, your feet a little closer. And we'll build a cobra by bringing your hands back beside your ribs, by strengthening your legs, so much so that the kneecaps come off the floor and the hip points are heavy. And from the very tips of your toes, you can lift your heart to a cobra. So this will be inhale, halfway down, tuck your chin. This is exhale, navel to spine. Inhale back up, just opening. And all the way to the floor, forehead comes down. So that's one round. Inhale up, exhale halfway, tuck the chin, navel up. Inhale back up, legs are long. All the way to the floor. One more, inhale up. Half down, rising up. All the way down, rising towards cobra. Good, elbows down. So we're in Sphinx. Wag the tail, soft and long. Thighs are heavy, chest is broad. So your hands step to the right, just like child, and you fold opposite hand to opposite elbow, and reach that walk a little further right, so that you have a simple turn. Now turn your chin to your right shoulder. And give yourself a little bit of time. Drop the left hip. Turn your chin to the right. And there'll be this slow, deep bend of the spine. And you'll feel the left side of your spine grow longer. And it is a deep structural turn. Give it a little breath, a little more space, a little more turn, as though you could sit your chin to your shoulder and your shoulder to your right hip. And walk back into the center. Mighty. And again, the Cobra flow. So the palms walk back. The heart comes up, a little wag the tail. Halfway down is our exhale. Tuck your chin, navel to rise. Inhale up. And all the way down without forcing into the low back. Inhale, Cobra, using your legs. Halfway down. All the way up. All the way down. Getting a little longer. Cobra. Halfway. Cobra. All the way down. Cross your forearms, forehead down. Breathe long. Notice left side, right side. Wag the tail, loosen it up. And as you bring yourself back up towards Sphinx, you walk your hands a step to the left, keeping your hips where they are. And then crossing your forearms. Walk your right elbow a little further. Tuck your chin into your left shoulder. Good. And you're inviting a deep turn. The shoulder girdle drawing the spine to the left. The hips keeping it square at the center. So the whole spine has to open on the right side and compress on the left, moving the fluid that surrounds it. Deep, steady, full breath. Chin into the shoulder. Come back into the middle. Down dog. Make your way, knees bend, heart up, and lengthen, feeling through the sides of the ribs and the sides of the spine. A little waggy tail. Well, you may rest in child, or we'll do one simple vinyasa to move ourselves through, to use what we've made. Walk your feet to the top. Sit your seat down, sweep yourself wide, stand up tall. Palms together, heels down. Good, sweep wide, unfold. Lift your heart, lift your chin. And knees bend, knees wide, hands wide. Step your left foot back. If you like, knee down or not. Hands up. And set it down. Step back, down dog. High plank, pull forward, look forward. Down dog, draw back. Left foot steps up. Right knee may be to the floor or lifted, hands high. The chest is open and tall. And hands down. Step your right foot up. Sit down, sweep wide, rise tall. And then fold. Right foot steps back, right knee may be down or lifted, hands high, lunge. And set down. Step back, down dog. High plank, look forward, draw forward. And down dog. Right foot steps up. And hands high. Good. Step your way up. Sitting down, sweeping wide. And you begin a big back circle, through one hand and then the other, one hand and then the other. Good. Good. Fold down, step back, down dog. Feel the space in your chest, in your length, hips to hands. Feel the light, the circulation in the space. Walk both feet to the left side and cross your left over your right. Bring your knees down to the mat. So left is in front of right, feet wide. And set back into child. So we rise up on the inhale. Turn the chin, shake the shoulders, make adjustment, and then fold yourself back. So taking your time to make a little bit more space at the top of hands, knees. It can be a wag of the tail, a turn of the chin, folding back. Pause there and keep that space. The shoulders open, the fingers light, the elbows heavy, the back of the neck broad. Yeah. So we'll come into it one more time, rising up. Walk your hands to the left. And fold your hips back. Go where you can. You'll find your outer right hip, left inner thigh. Be kind on your hip. Be wise. It's a big fold. Feel the outer right shoulder, outer right hip, all the way to the right low back. Soften so your toes can move. And you come back up and unfold. Tuck of the toes, down dog. So taking these twists and folds further down in the body, walking both feet to the right, step your right in front of your left, cross-legged dog, hands and knees, so right knee is in front of left, wide feet, fold back. Your breath, your movement coming up, loosen the jaw, the tail, the shoulders, and with that space, fold back. So that we're not folding into tension and generating more tension, we're rising out of tension, creating space, and then taking that space as far into that fold as we can. Just stay. So that the softening you find when you come to hands and knees is still available, even here. That we could still soften the elbows and soften the face and the outer hips and the inner thigh. Good. So that when you come up this time, you can walk your hands a step to the right and make your way back as you can. Definitely more in the outer hip, inner thigh. See where you go. Left elbow is heavy. Two. So that you can come back up into the center. Unfold. Yar, right? Down dog. The breath is steady, big, full, flush out what you've moved. Walk your feet to your hands. Sit your seat down, hands to your hips, and stand up. Let it settle, everything will shift down. Shake your feet, shake your hands. And we'll settle the left foot down and the right knee to rise. So interlace your fingers. And from all that folding, use this as a moment to unfold the left leg. That you become very strong, very clear, left hip, left heel. Set your gaze on one point, firm the left leg, and hold the right shin with clarity and take your left hand high. So the right hand is supported, it has something to hold, and the left side can get a little bit longer and stronger. You may work here or hold your outer right foot. Hug your knee in. Maybe the right heel high, maybe the right heel extends. 3. Legs are long. 2. And then setting it down. Let it be still, let it be steady, let it run its course. So right hand to right hand. And just feel how even that is. Left hand, left shin. Breathe in. 2 hands to the left shin. Bring a little closer and firm your right leg. So right hand high. Firm the right leg, open the right hand. If you choose, stay. If it's steady, stay. Or reaching inside your knee, hold your outer foot and draw it a little closer. If that works, stay. Or exploring, heel up. Or exploring, heel out. For 3. Excellent. Excellent. For 2. Excellent. Bend it. Set it down. Hands down. 20. Put it together. So if you're rolling your eyes at home, you just roll them to the right and then you roll them to the left and you open your face. Good. Right arm will come under the left. Wraps around and holds the left wrist and the left hand makes a fist. Be nice and strong. If the balance totally whacked you out, just work with both knees bent, just like that. Or cross your left knee over your right. So a little bend in the knees, tip of the left toe makes a kickstand, cross high up on the thighs, and maybe behind the ankle. Or 2 feet planted, sit down, elbows up wherever you went, lots of options. And then folding elbows, reaching forward, broaden your back and deepen your seat. It's exactly the same rinse we've just done in so many forms. Just put it all together and really drop into the foot without fighting yourself. You'll rinse out. Sit your right hip down. Lift your elbows high. Uncross the legs. Stand. Nice and steady. When you release the hands, it can be a big upheaval and you're just steady standing. Let it move through. Feet are sound, body steady. It's an amazing hangover cure if that's ever an issue, but it's a big one. Hands and feet shake loose. Good, circle your arms, roll your eyes. Get ready for the other side. Right arm out, left under the right. Left hand holds the right wrist and then you make a fist. Fist at the top. Yes, it will help your shoulders. Good. Weight into the left foot, right toes, and then crossing when you're ready. Nice and steady. Maybe the bind of the ankle. Elbows up, sitting down. If the cross on your legs doesn't work, don't go. Elbows down. Fold. 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 Drop in. Trust the inner thigh. Trust the outer hip. Trust the low back. That there's less work if you just allow the bind to catch you. Upper back is broad, spine is long. Elbows come up, seat goes down. The legs first, so that you are stable when you release the arms. Widen down, out the fingers, out the hands. There'll be a change. Let it through. So one place, you're all ready to go. You're so ready to go. Down dog. You ready? Because we've meant to get here, but we haven't gotten here, so now we're here. So your blanket is right in the middle. Dog. Super simple. Super simple. Arms are long, legs are long, heels are heavy. Feeling the clarity now from your hips to your heels. Left foot towards the center line, right heel high. Step your right foot up to your hands. And notice if at that moment you want something, you want a little more height, you can have blocks under your hands.
because you'll lift up your back foot. And if that means your hands are on blocks, if that means that you need to turn your blocks on their side, wherever you need to go, right knee can be bent. You're going to bend your left knee and bring it behind and outside of your right knee, like you're crossing your legs, and sit it down. Look a little forward. Press your hands down to lift your heel high. Look back. That's inhale. Knee outside of your right knee. Bring it down, look forward. So we're just crossing and uncrossing. Get a little stronger. Cross, sit down. Uncross, look back. Good. Cross. Ready? Sit your left hip down to the blanket. Sit your left hip down to the blanket. And your left shin down. Yes, you're awesome. Now left hand wraps around, turn. 100%. Look what you made. Nice. Sit tall. That's it. Now drop your weight back. And this is going to open your inner thighs. Drop your weight back. Good. Turn your chin to the front shoulder. That's inhale. Turn your chin to the back shoulder. That's exhale. So good. Look forward, sitting tall. Look back. Look forward. And as you turn your chin back, just stay. Give it 3 breaths. And you're softening your inner thighs. You're softening your inner thighs. Your breathing is full and smooth. Soften your inner thighs. Be turned. Let the bind do the work. Turn your chin a little further until you feel it all the way behind your ear. So that elasticity, girl, that we built, use that. As you let go, it will turn you forward. As you turn forward, keep turning, lean forward, hands to the blocks. Keep turning, lift your hips. Stand on your right foot, lift your left. Keep that right hand to your right ankle if you choose, and fold 3. Fold 2. Good. Look down, hands down, step back, down dog. Float your right heel. Bend and straighten your right leg as you need to. Unfold up out of that. But notice how spacious and quiet your breath became. Set it down. Pause. Now from my right hand to my right heel, there's a continuity. I'm ready for action. Left foot steps out. Right? So, no, step back, my mistake, left heel high. I could tell we're not going. There's something we missed. Awesome. I'm glad you wanted this part. Now we can step the left foot up. But that prep really does help us get our heel higher. So hands to blocks. Right? We're not in motion. We're not strategizing anymore. We are taking action. Float your right heel high. Hands to the blocks or hands to the floor, your pick. Little bend in the left knee. Right knee bends, bring it outside the left knee. Look forward. There's your squat. Lift your heel. Press down in the left, reach up in the right. This is inhale. Bend your knee, look forward. Good. Take action. Press down with your hands and your foot. Bend high. One more. Press. Rise up. Good. As you bend your right knee, you'll sit your right hip down. And you will spin, falling back. And you'll turn. And you fall right into that turn. Good. Be breathless. Look forward. And gather yourself as you begin to turn your chin on the exhale. You gather the breath as you turn your chin forward on the inhale. Use the movement to smooth out. Soften your inner thighs. Build the bind. So your elbow is over your knee. Your left foot is flat to the floor. And now stay. The inhale fills the chest. The exhale empties the navel and you revolve. The inhale sits you up tall.
Just micro explorations, soften the inner thighs. So if you find yourself trying to just stay, just survive, let it soften and let it change you. Fall a little bit back. Get a little tall. Soften your face, the grip of your legs, and trust the bind. So right now we're drawing the bowstring back. We're extending the elasticity of our body. And as we release, it will turn us forward. Chin, hands, weight, lift off, lift, press, extend. Perfect. That's it. So right hand stays, left hand behind the ankle or the shin, fold the head down. 3, 2. Good. Right foot steps beside left. Sit down, widen your blocks, and roll onto your back. Your legs go long, and you can shake out your feet and shake out your knees and bag your butt. Well done. Twists, remove the extraneous. So nothing that was not tied down made it through that sequence. We just removed what was extraneous from our week, from our breath. And now there's a clarity. Like when you clean out your closet or a drawer, there's some new space, new order. The hips release, the legs are long, the body is bright and quiet, ready for action. Two steps here. We're going to reach the strap and we're going to fold the blanket in half, one time. So you fold the blanket in half from front to back, or from back to front, so that it's twice as thick and still underneath the back of your hips and the low back. Have the strap laid across your belly so that it's ready for you. Draw your right knee to your chest, interlace your fingers, draw it close. And then extend the left leg. So your blanket is supporting. And the hips are a little higher than the left heel, and this is opening the left side body a little further. Right hand stays where it is. Flex your left foot as though standing, left hand overhead. Keep the base of your body from your navel to your feet exactly where it is, and take your upper body a little towards the right so that the left side bows, and stand in the left heel further and let your right knee widen. Letting your right knee fall a little wide. Letting the left palm face the ceiling, letting your left armpit open up. The left side waist, left side psoas. Keep allowing your right knee to go wide. The right knee may move away from your shoulder. Good. Bring it back in so the knee comes in, left hand down. Bend your left knee and put your right ankle over your left thigh and press your right knee away. Just open that crease. So right palm on the right thigh, press away, as though you could put a little space in the right hip hinge. Soften the grip of the right hip. All the ways it holds the low belly and low back, keep letting go. And then you draw your right knee in and put the strap over the arch of your right foot. And the same way we warm up, bend your right knee. Bend your elbows wide, bring it a little closer. So the blanket will give it a little more intensity. And press your right heel high. Open it out. Spread your toes. Bend your right knee down. Half happy baby. Press it up high. Keep the right leg long, straighten the left. There'll be more there because of the blanket. Arms are long. You're holding each side of the strap. Shoulders are heavy. With a little lift of your hips, drop your shoulders and let your heart rise. You have a little tiny back bend. Both straps into your right hand. If you need to, bend the left leg. That will take some intensity out if it's too much. Or keeping the left leg long, left hand wide left, right leg wide right. And explore, let your right heel reach away from you. You have the strap, so you have a little more length. Press your right thigh away from your right shoulder. 2. Bringing it back up into the middle. Release the strap. Put your right foot flat, put your left foot flat. Just pause there. Strap over your belly for next time. And I have a little shimmy in my legs for sure, which is the nervous system. Resetting. That if you've gone through any sort of stress or adrenal fatigue, the body shakes to clear that. If you see an animal and they've been in an accident and they shake, they tremble, and then they stand up and they run off and they're okay. And humans say, no, I shouldn't tremble. But if you do, it's a great thing that your body is resetting. The nervous system is releasing the stress. And you draw the left knee to your chest. Interlace your fingers, keep it close. Right leg goes out. So if you need to, shake out the left foot. Let your left knee come in. Let your right thigh be heavy. Allow the right hip to open and the right hand overhead, putting the back of your right hand to the floor. Keep the hips where they are and take your shoulders a little to the left and your right hand bows over to the left. So now you rest, and in that rest the right side is long and the left knee starts to open to the left, which may mean that the left knee is moving away from your left shoulder, which is fine. And the left knee going left and the right shoulder going right is creating an opening through the midline. And the breath is accessing that midline in a wholly new way. The breath becomes tight sometimes as we encounter physical tension, so soften and loosen the breath, really letting it go every once in a while, feeling the chin move, the jaw move. Where is it holding? And how can this full full body release go a little further out of you, through you. Again, looking for any kind of tremble, any little shake that the body initiates, go with that. And bring your left knee in. Bend your right knee. Put the left ankle over the right knee, left hand on left thigh, press away. And now make some more space in the left hip. Letting your teeth separate. Letting your tongue widen. That the left hip has connective tissue all the way up and across the body to the right side jaw. If you grind your teeth in the night, the way to begin to address this is at the hips. That this is a full-bodied release of tension. A little more release, a little more freedom, a little more setting down. And coming into the middle, putting the strap over the arch of your left foot. Nice. Bending your knee deeply, elbows widening, so the hips are lifted. That will deepen this fold. Press your left leg straight. Arms are straight, holding either side of the strap. Bend and straighten to flush out the left hip, the back of the left thigh. And the next time that your left leg is extended, keep it there and pause. Shoulders are broad, arms are straight, shoulders are heavy. Straightening your right leg out. So that the pressure of the left foot into the strap is opening your elbows, is opening your chest and shoulders and upper back. So that there's a balance. The arms are opening the leg is opening the upper back, the base of the neck, the length of the back of your neck. Both straps to the left hand goes wide, right hand goes wide. Taking your left heel a little further away from your left shoulder, the body opens. Bring it back into the center. Bend your right knee to put your left foot flat. Set the strap aside. Lift your hips. Set the bolster aside. Elbows down. Beside you will build a bridge. Stand in your heels. Heels are under the knees. Press your heels down. Press your elbows. Lift your hips. Tuck a shoulder. Tuck another. Standing with the heels under the knees. Elbows are down. Let your hips drop a half inch. Lift your left hip, and then drop, and then lift your right hip, and drop. And the way you lift your hip is you press your left heel down, and you drop. Press your right heel down, and you drop, and you move from side to side. And you begin to get a little higher through the heart, one hip at a time, one hip at a time. And then both heels down, interlacing your fingers if you choose, straighten your arms, come onto the upper arms, pinky edge down. Press the left, press the right, press the left, press the right, center.
release your arms wide to roll down through the spine. Hands on your thighs, press away. Open the front body to match the back. We finish with a really soft shoulder stand and a very soft fish, just all the way up through the upper back and the heart. To find this, the elbows come back down as though for bridge. And drawing your knees into your chest, press your elbows down to lift your hips and catch your hips with your hands. Knees stay soft. Just rock up onto your shoulders, catch your hips, knees are soft. So float your feet to a place where there's some balance. The hands are at the hips, so it's a modified shoulder stand. The back of the neck is long. Drop your left knee down towards your shoulder and reach your right leg long. And bend your right knee towards your right shoulder and your left leg long. And just alternate gently. One to bend, one to press. And then find the point between those two, between bent and pressed, and float for 3. Toes turn in, heels turn out. If you have a little space that you've made, you can walk your hands up your back. Coming closer to the shoulders. Let the upper shoulders widen. Let them hold the weight of your posture. To come out, it's the same way you came in. Knees bend deeply. Hands hold the outer hips and roll your way back up. Good, feet to the floor. Pause. The body long and free. So keeping your knees bent, keep your feet flat. You'll lift your hips up, put your palms down, and then bring those hands under your hips, palms face down, and set your hips back on the backs of your hands. Tuck your chin, and walk your elbows in underneath you so that you're resting on your elbows and you're sitting on your hands, and you can look through your knees. It's like if you were on a beach, you were looking at something on the yard. Walk your legs out, and this will lift your heart. Drop your head down.
Thighs are heavy. When you flex your feet, the crown of your head comes towards the floor. As you press into the balls of your feet, your heart comes forward, your head lifts a little. So flex, drop back, and point, draw up. This little motion of your feet making a little more space in the upper chest. All the way under the point of your chin, the palate of your mouth, the roof of your eye sockets, the crown of your head. A tuck of the chin, feet walk in, spine to the floor, lift your hips, turn your palms open, walk your legs out long. Any tension in your low back, just stay with your knees bent, feet flat, letting your low back settle, or just draw your knees into your chest, give them a big rinse, a little side to side, and then as you like, the legs walk out. So any adjustment, any layer, any blanket that you use to set yourself up, and letting your body be completely at ease. If that means that you need to put bolsters beneath the backs of your knees, this will help the low back. If you need to have the blocks under your calves, this will take tension out of the hip flexors. So how does your body need to be supported? And just feeling that you have created this incredible continuity through the body.
Let your breath be full and exploratory for a moment. Checking out all the new folds and corners that it can reach that it couldn't before. The teeth are separated, the jaw is soft. The skin around your eyes is at ease. On the exhalation, you can feel the weight of the back of your head on the floor, resting. On your exhalation, you can feel the weight of the back of your shoulders and your hands on the floor, resting. And on the exhalation, you can feel the weight of your hips and your heels on the floor, resting. Feel the front of your body flowing. The surface of your face, the chest, the belly, the fronts of your thighs, your kneecaps, the tips of your toes, floating. Your attention rest in your feet, effortless, but bright as though you were standing in a pool of light. The spaces between your toes are lit. The arch of the foot over the top of the foot to the ankle. Feet are at ease and bright. The light travels up your shins and your calves to the knees. And the knees are soft and open and bright. And the light travels up your thigh bones, through the fronts of your thighs and the back. And the hips are at ease. And the legs are bright, effortless, and vital. Feel the sensation of breath in your chest, the space in your body. And feel that same sensation of breath in the hips, of space and freedom. Let the hips be bright and at ease. Let it spread to your pelvis and your low back. Quality of effortlessness and light. Low belly. The whole of the abdomen soft, welcome, and so capable.
space of your lungs and your ribs. The heavy, wet strength of your heart becomes light. The spongy movement of your lungs becomes light. The protective structure of your rib cage and your shoulders and your collarbones becomes light. The skillful gestures of your arms, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, fingertips becomes light. Back of the neck, base of the skull. The cap of the skull that we wear so well. The skull becomes light. And in the skull, the sockets for the eyes, the spaces for the sinuses, connection to the jaw, light. And all that is soft and protected inside the brain becomes light. The eyeballs, the left eyeball, the right eyeball, the tongue, ear canals, light. Into that space, imagine the very crown of your head, an opening, portal. And into that uppermost opening comes a golden stream of particles like sand and glitter. Golden light moving through the skull, clearing, healing, holding, feeding, filling the skull, filling the eye sockets, filling the ears, pleasing the senses, body safeguarded from the inside, golden light through the brain, through the sinuses, through the ears, through the mouth, golden light, particles moving through the throat and the neck, through the chest, into the bones, into the blood, golden particles. You are being nourished. The ribs, the lungs, the heart, the spine, golden light, the arms, the hands, golden light, moving particles, the belly, the stomach and the liver and the intestine and the gallbladder, a shining soul. Free of what has been or what will be. Clear. Empty. Ready for everything. Deepening your breathing. Take your time to refill. If you have more time and you want to stay, stay where you are, for sure. Very slowly, simply deepen the breath. Coming into that clarity, that freedom. As you're ready, your hands overhead. Take your time. As you're ready, onto your right side. Feeling your breath reinflate the back of your body after resting there. Rolling up to a simple sleep. Reach your hands up high. Interlace your fingers pressing up, round your back. Bend your elbows, knuckles towards your heart. And sweep up. And round down. Into the nose, and we'll go with the tongue out to your chin, out the mouth. In the nose. One. Sweep away. Palms together, thumbs to the forehead. I am this. Sat Nam, I see myself. Namaste, I see you. Namaste. Namaste. May we shift from motion to action. May we come out of our planning and into our capability and our doing. That we are ready in more ways than we know. Namaste. So next Saturday, feel free to replay that. Or next Friday night at 6, I will do a yin class for the spring. In traditional Chinese medicine, in the spring, we align with the lines of energy that relate to our liver and our gallbladder. Just these are the organs that we would most rely on in the morning. All of our blood filters through from the night's digestion, the gallbladder breaking down the residual of any fats that remain in the blood. And so it's the same situation in the springtime as things come back into movement. That idea of spring cleaning, spring clearing, we're following the lines of the outer body and the way the outer body becomes the inner body. So it's delicious. And I will see you then. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for your time. So